Have you ever stopped to think about how many times you started something with enthusiasm but gave up before seeing any results? Maybe it was that personal project that seemed so promising, the workout routine that lasted only a week, or even the goal of learning a new hobby that got left behind. If this sounds familiar, know that you're not alone. Many people face the same challenge, a lack of self-discipline to turn their plans into concrete achievements. But here's a powerful truth. Control over your destiny is in your hands, and the key to that is discipline. In the modern world, where distractions are everywhere and excessive comfort tempts us at every turn, developing focus and resilience can feel like an uphill battle. However, without discipline, we remain prisoners of our impulses, addictions, and procrastination, unable to achieve the accomplishments that truly matter. In this video, I'll guide you through a clear and practical path to building discipline and taking control of your life. You'll learn how to overcome discomfort, resist the traps of the modern world, and transform small daily actions into big achievements. And the best part? It's not about perfection, it's about consistent progress. So, how about taking the first step today toward becoming a stronger, more focused, and accomplished version of yourself? The future you desire starts now. Discipline is like a muscle that needs to be trained daily. Without it, it's easy to fall into the trap of impulses and habits that pull us away from our goals. Often, we want to change bad habits, like procrastinating or spending too much time on social media, but we can't because we lack the inner strength to resist the distractions of the modern world. And do you know the secret? Discipline doesn't just appear out of nowhere. It's built gradually with constant and intentional effort. Imagine you decided to wake up early every day to exercise. At first, it might feel uncomfortable to get out of bed before sunrise, but it's exactly that discomfort that will help you grow. Discipline isn't about feeling motivated all the time. It's about doing what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like it. And here's the interesting part. The more you practice, the easier it becomes to handle discomfort. This process is similar to progressive training in martial arts. You start slow and increase intensity as you build endurance. But don't worry, no one is born disciplined. It's something you learn. A great example is Stoicism, a philosophy that teaches the importance of self-mastery and self-control. Seneca, one of the great figures of this school of thought, used to say that personal freedom is only possible when we master our impulses. So, if you want to change your habits, start small. For instance, try reading 10 pages of a book each day or dedicating 15 minutes to a new hobby. These small steps are like seeds that, with care, grow into significant achievements. Another important point is that discipline isn't just about resisting excessive comfort. It's also about creating routines that lead to personal growth. If you want to improve your health, you can start with short walks and gradually move on to more intense workouts, like martial arts or weightlifting. Progressive training is a great way to strengthen both your body and mind, preparing you to overcome limits and achieve meaningful accomplishments. Here's a practical tip. Use the small step technique. Instead of trying to change everything at once, focus on one specific area of your life. For example, if you want to be more productive, set clear goals, like completing a personal project in 30 days. This approach helps you stay focused and prevents you from getting lost along the way. Remember, consistency is more important than speed. Additionally, discipline is directly linked to responsibility. When you take control of your actions, you're also taking control of your destiny. This means that if something goes wrong, it's not the circumstance's fault. It's your choice. And you know what's liberating about that? You're never trapped by the past. You can always start over today, making better and more conscious decisions. This mindset is essential for anyone seeking real transformation. On the other hand, many people fail because they confuse discipline with motivation. Motivation is volatile. It comes and goes depending on mood or circumstances. Discipline, however, is constant, like a lighthouse shining even on the darkest nights. Elite athletes, renowned writers, and successful entrepreneurs understand this. They don't wait for inspiration. They simply do the work day after day until they achieve their goals. That's the power of discipline. So, how about starting today to practice discipline? Choose an area of your life where you want to improve and define a clear goal. It could be something simple like organizing your workspace or something more challenging like learning a new skill. Remember, Initial discomfort is part of the process, but it will bring enormous rewards in the future. Are you ready to take the first step toward controlling your destiny? Personal freedom is a concept many people associate with the absence of rules or limitations. But the truth is, without discipline, that freedom can turn into a prison of impulses and addictions. When you don't have control over your actions, you end up being dominated by fleeting desires, like spending hours on social media or giving in to instant gratification offered by the modern world. And here's the ironic part. The less discipline you have, the less real freedom you experience. On the other hand, being disciplined means having the power of choice. Imagine two people, one who never fulfills their responsibilities and another who maintains consistent routines. The first lives constantly stressed, always chasing lost time, while the second has the freedom to decide between working or relaxing, knowing their obligations are already under control. This difference is crucial to understanding that self-mastery and freedom go hand in hand. Discipline gives you the ability to choose how to use your time and energy. A practical example of this is someone who decides to practice martial arts. At first, it might seem difficult to balance training with daily life, but with discipline, that person gains not only physical skills but also mental strength. They learn to overcome discomfort and, in doing so, achieve greater emotional and physical resilience. This kind of personal growth is only possible when you take control of your choices. Every small, uncomfortable victory brings you closer to a freer and more meaningful life. Another important point is that a lack of discipline makes us hostages to the distractions around us. The modern world is full of stimuli designed to capture our attention. Notifications, short videos, online games. Without self-mastery, it's easy to get lost in this whirlwind and lose sight of your goals. Discipline, on the other hand, helps you filter out what really matters and focus on what will bring lasting results. It teaches you to prioritize your responsibilities and personal projects, even when excessive comfort tries to steer you off course. Additionally, discipline frees you from the need for external approval. When you depend on motivation from others, likes, praise, or recognition, your happiness is in someone else's hands. A disciplined person, however, seeks their own internal satisfaction, completing personal projects and achieving goals because they know it's essential for their personal development. This independence is a profound form of freedom that allows you to move forward regardless of others' opinions. And here's an interesting reflection. Discipline doesn't eliminate discomfort, it teaches you how to live with it. Seneca, one of the great Stoic philosophers, said that true freedom lies in accepting difficulties as part of life. By consciously facing discomfort, whether it's waking up early or exercising regularly, you strengthen your ability to resist temptations that pull you away from your goals. This process is essential for anyone who wants to take control of their own life. But don't worry, this doesn't mean you have to give up everything you enjoy. On the contrary, discipline allows you to enjoy leisure moments even more because you know your responsibilities are taken care of. For example, after completing an important project at work, you can relax guilt-free, knowing you've done what was necessary. This balance defines true personal freedom. Discipline doesn't take away your freedom, it expands your options. So, how about starting today to see discipline as your ally in the pursuit of freedom? Choose an area of your life where you feel trapped by unwanted habits and create a plan to change them. Remember, every small, uncomfortable victory brings you closer to a freer and more meaningful life. Are you ready to take the first step toward controlling your destiny? Motivation and discipline are often confused, but they play very different roles on the path to achieving goals. Motivation is like a bright flame that excites us at the beginning of a journey, but it can quickly fade when challenges arise. Discipline, on the other hand, is like a constant lighthouse, continuing to illuminate the path even when the initial excitement disappears. And do you know the biggest difference? Discipline doesn't depend on mood or circumstances. It's a conscious choice you make every day. Imagine you decided to start exercising because you saw a motivational video or read an inspiring story. On the first day, you're full of energy, excited to change your life. But after a few days, when routine tightens its grip and discomfort increases, that initial motivation starts to evaporate. This is where discipline comes in. It keeps you steady even when there's no longer that initial boost. Discipline is what transforms momentary enthusiasm into consistent progress. A classic example of this is elite athletes. They don't train only when they're motivated, they train every day regardless of how they feel. Writing 100 words a day, even without inspiration, is another example of how discipline surpasses motivation. Great writers know that success doesn't come from sporadic bursts of creativity but from constant and deliberate effort. The same applies to successful entrepreneurs, who build their empires with patience and dedication. These people understand that motivation is volatile, but discipline is unshakable. But here's an important reflection. Motivation is volatile because it's tied to emotions. Today you might feel excited to wake up early and practice martial arts, but tomorrow you might prefer to stay in bed because you're tired or unmotivated. Discipline, on the other hand, doesn't depend on how you feel. It's a conscious choice to keep moving forward, even when everything around you seems to conspire against you. This difference is crucial for anyone seeking meaningful accomplishments. Another key point is that motivation is often associated with instant gratification. We want quick results, easy solutions, and immediate rewards. Discipline, however, requires patience and constant effort. For example, learning a new hobby like playing a musical instrument can be frustrating at first. But with daily practice, you begin to see progress that only discipline can provide. This gradual growth is what leads to true accomplishments, while motivation alone rarely sustains progress. Here's a practical tip. Use motivation as a springboard, but build your foundation on discipline. When you feel that initial impulse to start something new, use it to establish routines and create habits that will sustain your progress in the long term. For example, if you want to improve your health, start with small daily goals, like drinking more water or stretching. These small steps help strengthen your ability to resist impulses that pull you away from your goals. Additionally, discipline helps you deal with the distractions of the modern world. While motivation can easily be shaken by notifications, short videos, or any other form of quick entertainment, discipline keeps you focused on what really matters. It teaches you to prioritize your responsibilities and personal projects, even when excessive comfort tries to steer you off course. This practice of self-mastery is fundamental to developing discipline in a world full of stimuli. So, how about starting today to see discipline as your greatest ally? Instead of waiting for the next wave of motivation, take control of your actions and commit to small daily tasks that bring you closer to your goals. Remember, motivation might give you the start, but discipline takes you to the finish line. Are you ready to take that step? Living in the modern world is like being surrounded by carefully designed traps meant to steal our attention and pull us away from discipline. Social media, unlimited entertainment, and the culture of instant gratification create an environment where it's easy to give in to impulses and neglect our goals. And do you know what's most challenging? These distractions are available 24/7, making it even harder to stay focused on what really matters. Without self-mastery, we end up stuck in a cycle of procrastination and frustration. One of the biggest challenges is the excessive comfort the modern world offers. With fast deliveries, apps that solve everything with a click, and entertainment at our fingertips, many people get used to avoiding any discomfort. But here's a hard truth to swallow. Without discomfort, there's no personal growth. Stoicism teaches us that resisting temptations and facing challenges is essential to strengthening our inner strength and achieving meaningful accomplishments. Excessive comfort, then, can be a silent obstacle for those seeking to develop discipline. Another important point is how social media shapes our perception of success. When we see perfect photos and inspiring stories, we might feel a fleeting motivation to act, but that feeling rarely lasts. Instead of creating discipline, we end up comparing our lives to edited versions of someone else's reality. This cycle of comparison and frustration can lead us to procrastinate even more, delaying our own personal projects and goals. Discipline, on the other hand, helps us focus on what really matters, our own progress. Additionally, constant access to technology drastically reduces our ability to concentrate. Studies show that the human brain struggles to maintain focus when constantly interrupted by notifications or short videos. This creates an environment where practicing discipline becomes even harder. To combat this, it's essential to set clear boundaries, like defining specific times to check your phone or turning off unnecessary alerts. These small adjustments can make a big difference in your ability to stay focused. But don't worry, not everything is lost. There are practical ways to overcome these challenges. For example, you can start practicing the progressive training of discipline, beginning with small daily actions that help you build resistance. Waking up early to meditate, reading a book instead of watching series, or dedicating 15 minutes to learning a new hobby are simple steps that can make a big difference. These practices help reprogram your mind to value consistent effort and avoid the traps of the modern world. And here's an interesting reflection. The discomfort we avoid so much is actually our greatest ally. When we choose to face the discomfort of waking up early to exercise or studying something new, we're training our minds to be resilient. Seneca used to say that obstacles are opportunities to strengthen our character. So why not use the challenges of the modern world as a chance to grow? Every small, uncomfortable victory brings you closer to a more disciplined and fulfilling life. Another crucial aspect is learning to say no. Saying no to distractions, excessive comforts, and unnecessary demands is a powerful way to take control of your life. When you prioritize your goals and responsibilities, you automatically reduce space for external influences that steer you off course. This practice of self-mastery is fundamental to developing discipline in a world full of stimuli. Remember, every no you say to something irrelevant is a yes to something that truly matters. So, how about starting today to face the challenges of the modern world with discipline? Identify an area of your life where distractions have been dominating your time and create strategies to combat them. Remember, discipline doesn't eliminate temptations, but it gives you the power to choose what's truly worth it. Are you ready to take that step toward controlling your destiny? Building discipline isn't something that happens overnight. It's a process that requires daily practice, like training a muscle. Just like in martial arts or physical exercise, you start with small challenges and gradually increase the intensity. The secret lies in being consistent even when the results seem far away. After all, great accomplishments are built through constant effort over time. And here's what's even more interesting. Every step taken with discipline brings you closer to a better version of yourself. A good starting point is identifying areas of your life where you feel a lack of control. Maybe it's hard to wake up early, maintain a workout routine, or complete personal projects. Instead of trying to change everything at once, choose one specific area to focus on initially. For example, if you want to improve your physical health, start with short daily walks. These small steps help create a solid foundation for discipline. Remember, progress is more important than perfection. Another effective trick is adopting the concept of progressive training. Imagine you're learning a new hobby like playing the guitar. At first, it might feel frustrating and uncomfortable, but with daily practice you start noticing progress. Similarly, when applying this approach to other areas of life, like studying, working, or taking care of your health, you strengthen your ability to overcome limits and resist the distractions of the modern world. This gradual growth is what leads to great accomplishments. Here's a practical tip. Create clear and realistic routines. For example, instead of promising to read an entire book in one day, commit to reading just 10 pages daily. This type of small, achievable goal reduces pressure and makes it easier to maintain the habit. Over time, these small victories accumulate, creating a sense of accomplishment that motivates you to continue. Additionally, these routines help automate positive behaviors, freeing up mental energy for other challenges. Additionally, it's important to celebrate uncomfortable achievements, the ones that require effort and patience. Seneca used to say that personal growth happens when we consciously face discomfort. So, instead of avoiding activities that challenge you like intense workouts or learning something new, embrace them as opportunities to strengthen your discipline. Every step outside your comfort zone is a step toward personal freedom. This mindset is essential for anyone looking to transform their life. Another crucial point is keeping your focus on purpose. When you have clear goals, it's easier to resist distractions and momentary impulses. For example, if your goal is to improve your physical health, think about the long-term benefits, like more energy and well-being. This sense of direction helps sustain discipline, even when motivation wanes. Remember, discipline isn't about feeling like it, it's about doing what needs to be done regardless of circumstances. And here's an interesting reflection. Discipline also involves accepting failures as part of the process. Just because you stumbled once doesn't mean all progress is lost. On the contrary, every mistake is a chance to learn and adjust your approach. For example, if you failed to wake up early one day, use it as a reminder to try again the next day. Consistency, not perfection, defines success. This resilient mindset is fundamental for anyone looking to build discipline in a lasting way. Another crucial aspect is that discipline teaches you to value consistent effort. When you face difficult challenges and see results only after weeks or months of dedication, you develop a mindset of patience and persistence. This skill is essential for achieving any meaningful goal, whether it's improving your physical health, learning a new hobby, or building a solid career. Discipline is what turns dreams into reality. So, how about starting today to build your discipline? Choose an area of your life where you want to improve and set a clear, achievable goal. Remember, initial discomfort is part of the process, but it will bring enormous rewards in the future. Are you ready to take control and transform your life with small daily actions? Without a clear purpose, it's easy to get lost among the distractions and comforts of the modern world. Discipline only flourishes when you know exactly where you're going. Imagine trying to navigate without a defined destination. You might move, but you'll probably end up going in circles. Similarly, having clear goals is essential to maintaining focus and motivation throughout the journey. Purpose gives meaning to your daily actions and propels you toward accomplishments. A well-defined purpose works like a lighthouse, guiding your actions even in the most challenging moments. For example, if your goal is to improve your physical health, that purpose will help you resist the temptation to eat ultra-processed foods or skip workouts. When you have a strong enough reason, it becomes easier to overcome discomfort and maintain the consistency needed to achieve your goals. This sense of direction is what transforms isolated efforts into consistent progress. Here's a practical tip. Your goals need to be specific and measurable. Instead of saying, "I want to be healthier," try something like, "I'll walk 30 minutes a day 5 times a week." This type of clarity eliminates ambiguity and makes it easier to track your progress. Additionally, small, achievable goals help build confidence and reinforce discipline over time. Remember, great accomplishments are made up of small victories accumulated. Another important point is that purpose doesn't have to be grand or revolutionary. Many people think they need to change the world to have a meaningful goal, but that's not true. Even simple goals, like learning a new hobby or organizing your home, can be powerful sources of motivation. What really matters is that these goals have meaning for you. When something resonates deeply, it becomes easier to dedicate energy and effort to achieving it. Additionally, Stoicism teaches us that purpose is intrinsically linked to personal growth. Seneca used to say that life's challenges are opportunities to strengthen our character. So, when you face the discomfort of waking up early, practicing martial arts, or completing personal projects, you're not just achieving goals, you're transforming into a better version of yourself. This sense of evolution gives meaning to discipline and keeps you steady on the path. And here's an interesting reflection. Small, uncomfortable accomplishments are the ones that strengthen your discipline the most. Imagine someone who decides to write 200 words a day to complete a book. At first, it might seem insignificant, but by the end of a year, those small actions result in hundreds of written pages. This type of incremental progress is what leads to great accomplishments as long as you keep your focus on purpose. Every step taken with intention contributes to the whole. Another crucial aspect is reviewing your goals regularly. Sometimes our priorities change, and that's okay. The important thing is to ensure your goals remain aligned with your values and aspirations. For example, if you started exercising to improve your health but realized you also enjoy competing in races, adjust your plan to include more specific training. This flexibility helps keep discipline alive and relevant, adapting to your current needs. So, how about starting today to define a clear purpose for your life? Think about something that truly matters to you and set specific goals to achieve it. Remember, discipline isn't about perfection, it's about consistent progress. Are you ready to take the first step toward a life with more direction and meaning? Discomfort is one of the most important ingredients in the process of personal growth, but many people try to avoid it at all costs. In the modern world, where excessive comfort is just a click away, it's easy to fall into the trap of prioritizing instant pleasure instead of investing in real transformations. But here's a powerful truth: without discomfort, there's no growth. It's by facing challenges that we truly become stronger and evolve. Imagine someone who decides to practice martial arts for the first time. During the first few sessions, their body aches, movements are awkward, and the temptation to quit might even arise. However, it's exactly this initial discomfort that strengthens the body and mind, preparing that person to overcome limits that once seemed impossible. The same principle applies to any area of life, whether it's learning a new hobby, waking up early, or completing personal projects. Discomfort is the price we pay for progress. Here's an interesting reflection. Discomfort isn't something to fear, it's a sign that you're stepping out of your comfort zone. Seneca, one of the great Stoic philosophers, used to say that obstacles are the pathways to growth. When you consciously face discomfort, whether it's through intense physical exercise or studying something new, you're training your mind to be resilient and your inner strength to withstand adversity. This process is essential for anyone seeking meaningful accomplishments. Another important point is that discomfort teaches you to value achievements. When something requires effort and patience, the final result becomes much more rewarding. For example, someone who spends months training for a long-distance race experiences a much greater sense of accomplishment than someone who spent the same period watching TV series. This sense of achievement is only possible because discomfort was embraced as part of the process. Every step outside your comfort zone is an opportunity to grow. Additionally, avoiding discomfort can lead to the atrophy of discipline. When we get used to living surrounded by excessive comforts, we lose the ability to handle real challenges. This can manifest in various ways: procrastinating important projects, avoiding confronting problems, or even neglecting responsibilities. Discipline, on the other hand, flourishes when we choose to face discomfort head-on, even when everything around us encourages us to give up. This mindset is crucial for anyone looking to transform their life. Here's a practical tip: start small. If discomfort seems overwhelming, break it into smaller, manageable parts. For example, if you want to improve your physical health, start with short exercises and gradually increase the intensity. Similarly, if your goal is to learn a new hobby, dedicate just 10 minutes a day at first. These small steps help build resistance without overloading your mind or body. Remember, discomfort is temporary, but the accomplishments it brings are long-lasting. Another crucial aspect is that discomfort teaches you how to deal with frustration. In the modern world, where everything seems instantly available, it's easy to lose patience when things don't go as planned. However, by facing difficult challenges and seeing results only after weeks or months of consistent effort, you develop a long-term mindset. This skill is essential for achieving any meaningful goal, whether it's improving your physical health, learning a new hobby, or building a solid career. So, how about starting today to embrace discomfort as part of your personal growth? Identify an area of your life where you've been avoiding challenges and commit to facing them, even if they seem intimidating at first. Remember, discomfort is temporary, but the accomplishments it brings are long-lasting. Are you ready to take that step toward a stronger, more resilient version of yourself? Excessive comfort can be a silent enemy of discipline. In the modern world, where everything seems just a click away, from meals to entertainment, it's easy to fall into the trap of prioritizing instant pleasure over personal growth. But here's a hard truth to swallow: when we get used to living surrounded by comforts, our ability to face challenges begins to atrophy. Excessive comfort makes us prisoners of a superficial life, where meaningful accomplishments drift further and further away. Imagine someone who decides to spend the entire day binge-watching series or scrolling through social media. In the short term, it might feel relaxing, but in the long run, this routine leads to feelings of stagnation and frustration. On the other hand, someone who chooses to face the discomfort of exercising, learning something new, or completing personal projects experiences a much deeper sense of accomplishment. Excessive comfort not only pulls us away from our goals but also prevents us from developing important skills like self-mastery and resilience. Discipline flourishes when we choose to step out of our comfort zone. Here's an interesting reflection: comfort isn't inherently bad, it becomes problematic when it prevents us from growing. Seneca used to say that moments of difficulty are opportunities to strengthen our character. So, instead of avoiding discomfort, why not embrace it as part of the process? For example, waking up early to practice martial arts or dedicating time to a challenging hobby trains your mind and body to handle future adversities. Every small discomfort faced is a step toward personal freedom. Another important point is that excessive comfort makes us hostages to the distractions of the modern world. Social media, short videos, and online games are designed to capture our attention and keep us trapped in a cycle of instant gratification. When we're constantly seeking comfort, we lose the ability to focus on what really matters. Discipline, on the other hand, flourishes when we choose to resist these temptations and prioritize our responsibilities and goals. This balance is essential for anyone seeking meaningful accomplishments. Additionally, excessive comfort can create a comfort zone mentality that prevents us from pushing our limits. For example, someone who always avoids intense physical activity because they prefer the couch is, in fact, limiting their potential. Similarly, someone who procrastinates on personal projects because they prefer momentary comfort is sacrificing long-term achievements. To avoid this, it's essential to seek small daily challenges that help you step out of the stagnation zone. Remember, growth happens outside your comfort zone. Here's a practical tip: start introducing controlled discomforts into your routine. For example, try taking cold showers in the morning, reducing your time on social media, or walking without listening to music. These small adjustments might seem insignificant at first, but over time, they strengthen your ability to handle more challenging situations. Remember, discipline is like a muscle: the more you use it, the stronger it gets. These small steps are fundamental to building resilience. Another crucial aspect is that discomfort teaches you to value consistent effort. When you face difficult challenges and see results only after weeks or months of dedication, you develop a mindset of patience and persistence. This skill is essential for achieving any meaningful goal, whether it's improving your physical health, learning a new hobby, or building a solid career. Discomfort is the price we pay for progress, and it's worth every second invested. So, how about starting today to reduce excessive comfort in your life? Identify an area where you've been prioritizing instant pleasure over personal growth and commit to making changes. Remember, discomfort is temporary, but the accomplishments it brings are long-lasting. Are you ready to take that step toward a more disciplined and resilient version of yourself? We've reached the end of this video, but the most important part is still ahead. What will you do with everything you've learned here? Will you let these ideas fade away like so many others that have crossed your mind? Or will you decide to put them into practice, taking the first step toward a life guided by discipline, purpose, and self-mastery? Remember, the future you desire starts today with small choices that can completely transform your journey. Remember the importance of facing discomfort and resisting the distractions of the modern world? How about starting right now to embrace these challenges? Think about it. Which area of your life needs more discipline? Will it be waking up early to exercise, dedicating time to a new hobby, or finally completing that personal project that's been on hold? Small daily actions, when consistent, have the power to generate extraordinary changes over time. And here's the amazing part. You don't have to do this alone. There are many people on the same path, and I'm here to help you on this journey. So, how about taking the next step? Subscribe to the Stoic Mindset channel and turn on notifications to receive exclusive content with practical tools to apply discipline in your daily life and transform your life. Together, we can explore ways to strengthen our minds, overcome limits, and achieve accomplishments that once seemed impossible. Also, I want to hear your thoughts. Leave a comment below sharing which part of the video impacted you the most or how you plan to apply these ideas in your life. Your contribution might inspire others to take their first step toward controlling their own destiny. And if this content made a difference for you, don't forget to like the video. It helps the channel grow and reach more people seeking personal growth. So, are you ready to take control of your destiny? Remember, discipline isn't about perfection. It's about consistent progress. Every small, uncomfortable victory brings you closer to a more meaningful and fulfilling life. The future is in your hands. What will you do with it? See you in the next video. Until then, stay resilient and keep building the best version of yourself. Fortiter ET5 Leader, with courage and loyalty to your journey.